What's up everyone? Happy New Year. Welcome back to the vlog channel. I haven't posted on here in a while. I did do like a whole, I guess, mini series of me unboxing my advent calendar on shorts. I had so much fun with that, by the way, so for those of you who watched, thank you for joining me. That was super fun. Today's video, I thought I would start off the new year by giving you just a little bit of like a life update, where I'm at right now, and then we could also talk about my goals for 2026. Let me start off by saying nothing drastic has happened, nothing bad is going on. I just wanted to kind of just sit down and have a talk. This is very much not a planned or scripted video, so I'm probably gonna be all over the place, as you know I tend to be. Also, I'm aware I probably should have made the bed before I started this video, but we're going for real here, and that's what I got going on. I never make this bed. I never make this bed. Keep on taking naps in it, and it's a really good napping bed. Like, once I have my cocoon all perfect, I don't want to mess it up by making the bed. So I have the sheets in like the perfect positioning for, so anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to kind of talk about where I'm at, what to expect from me this year, some goals that I have and stuff, and just like, I don't know, kind of sit down and chat with you, because I feel like that's, I mean, I say it in like every vlog, but I feel like that's the whole point of the vlog channel for me, is to just kind of be real and honest with you guys and be able to talk as if I'm chatting with a friend, rather than like doing a nail polish video where I'm like being professional and reviewing stuff. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Probably should have come up with like a loose plan of what I wanted to talk about, but whatever, we're getting into it. And of course I do have my coffee, so you know I'm gonna get more and more scatterbrained as the video goes on. I guess we should just start off with some life, health, mental health, physical health, relationship health update kind of thing. So let's just get into that. I know I say this also in every vlog, but do I need to introduce anything? I feel like that was a long introduction. We don't need it. Okay, we're just gonna dive in. It's fine. First, life update. I think I told you guys in my last like life update kind of vlog that I was previously misdiagnosed with a mental health issue that I thought I had for like the last 10 years, and I was finally properly diagnosed. So I ended up switching my medication. I've been working on my mental health with a couple of doctors, and it has been absolutely life-changing. I don't want to get too into it. I mean, I always struggle kind of trying to find the line between like, do I want to talk about it in depth to try to like destigmatize, but also how do I protect my peace with that? And I think for right now, I'd rather just say I'm feeling a lot better. I'm working with a doctor, well, 2 doctors, and you know, things have been going really well. So I'm feeling honestly the best I've ever felt in my life. I think, and I know I also said this. How many times am I gonna say I also said this? I feel like being on the correct medication is kind of like putting on glasses for the first time, for those of you who don't have perfect eyesight. I genuinely have no idea what it feels like to have perfect eyesight. I wear contact lenses. When I was younger, waking up every day, things were like blurry, and then I remember wearing glasses for the first time and I was like, this is what the world looks like? That's crazy. And I honestly feel like that's how I felt with the correct medication. I was so resistant to change for so many years. I was on medication for the last like 11 years or whatever, but I was so scared of changing the meds because I thought that it might make things worse, which I can see now is a little bit of an issue in itself. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people are hesitant to take medication. It's definitely not for everyone, but it is something that I strongly need in my life personally. I found that it has helped me so much. I don't think of it, like some people, I don't know, think of it as, I guess, moral failing if you can't just raw dog life, but I personally feel like if you have a broken arm, you would get a cast, you would get it fixed. So if there's a chemical imbalance in my brain, why wouldn't I get that fixed too? You know what I mean? And I guess it's like the same as allergies. Like, you take allergy medication, why wouldn't you take mental health medication? So that's something that I'm very grateful to be on. I feel like it has totally changed my perspective on life. And honestly, there have been so many changes. It's so weird because like, I feel like 2024 was kind of the year, again, we're just going scatterbrained. 2024 for me was like the year of working on my physical health, because like I had the surgery on my face and I was kind of like learning how to deal with that, which also came with its own mental health issues, because waking up in the morning and looking at myself in the mirror, I kind of had this like, who is that? I look different kind of thing, which was like a weird sensation, but that was also something that I was able to work on through therapy. But like being able to focus on my physical health in 2024 was so big for me, and getting help for the things I needed. I think it was late 2023, I had to get eye surgery. And then I think in 2022, I had an issue with one of my legs where I had to get that fixed. And I also have arthritis in both of my knees. So I'm like not the healthiest person, if we're being totally honest. 2024 was really focusing on my physical health. And that was when I kind of like got back into working out more seriously and like taking care of myself physically a little bit better and recovering. And then 2025, I feel like was the year of focusing on my mental health and like protecting my own energy, which I know it's like such a trite thing to say, but it really did make such a difference for me to kind of like take the time to adjust to my medications, to be able to like think about who I really am as a person outside of what I struggle with in my brain. And I thought that was super important. So it was a really good year for that. And I do think that, to be honest, some things fell to the wayside because I was focusing so much on my mental health. I kind of didn't really do as much, like in terms of on YouTube. I wasn't posting as much. I wasn't doing as much stuff that I wanted to personally, just because I really wanted to get better. And I was in therapy and seeing doctors like multiple times a week and stuff, and kind of working on that. So yeah, I mean, I don't regret it. That was very important for me, and I really needed to be able to do that. So that was 2025. But my whole point is to say I am on the proper medications. I'm still like in the process of kind of working it out. I mean, again, I don't want to get too detailed, but I was kind of changing around my doses basically all year. And then in the beginning of this year, I did change my dose again. Like there's always going to be side effects when you're taking medication. I personally do not mind side effects. I would rather be able to live a normal, happy, healthy life and have some small side effects. My main side effect is just that I get sleepy. Clearly, I'm still, drinking my caffeine. Although I will say, and please do not diagnose me. Every time I say this, people are like, oh, you must have ADHD. I don't, trust me. Sometimes when I drink coffee, it makes me incredibly sleepy. I don't know if that's just an interaction with my medication or what, but like sometimes I will be sipping coffee and literally just fall asleep. But again, just please don't diagnose me. That I'm being open and vulnerable about my mental health because I want you guys to know where I'm at, but I'm doing very well. And I get like really anxious and uncomfortable when people tell me what I might have. So please know that I have doctors telling me everything, and I've been properly tested and diagnosed for all the things. So what was I saying? I don't even remember now. Gosh. I mean, it's giving ADHD, but okay. So that's mental health. Physical health, I feel like I didn't really focus too much on my physical health last year, especially during the second half of the year. But one of my goals for 2026 is to get back into that again. So I've been, working out. I've been focusing on myself and my physical health and taking care of my body and all that sort of thing. And I've been feeling really good about that as well. One thing that I struggled with for like a lot of the second half of 2025 was like not being able to wake up early, which I think is so important. I'm the type of person who cannot go to the gym in the afternoon. Like I have to go when I first wake up, or else the day I just can't go. But now I'm being better about it. Ryan's been super helpful about that too. We have a TV now in our bedroom. I think I've showed you, but we like never watch the TV in there. But Ryan's new thing now, I gave him the suggestion because I thought it was a good idea. Now every morning I regret it, but I'm also like, it is a good way to get me out of bed. Ryan puts the TV on at full blast and then leaves. And then I have to like get myself out of bed and find the remote control and then turn it off. But it works. It gets me out of bed. So that's been a good way of forcing myself to wake up early. It took a while though, I will say. There was like several days where he would be like, oh, should I turn on the TV? And then in my sleep, I would respond and be like, no, I'm awake. You don't have to turn it on. And then he'd be like, oh, okay. And then I would wake up like 2 hours later and be like, oh, why would you listen to me when I was sleeping? And he's like, I don't know, you're sleeping. But anyway, okay. So that's my mental health. Physical health, like I said, I'm just working on it. I feel like my goal, which I'll talk about goals in a bit, but my goal is just to feel happy and healthy in my body. I feel happy in my brain, and I feel good when I work out, so I may as well just do that whenever I can. Relationship update. Nothing much really. I mean, people were a little concerned in my little short series of doing the advent calendar. I was getting a lot of comments of people being like, wait, I thought you were married, because I refer to Ryan as my partner or my spouse sometimes. Let me just say, all of those words mean the same thing to me. Some people think it's impersonal. I personally do not. I think spouse, partner, and husband all mean the exact same thing. Ryan is like my partner in crime, my partner in life, my partner in everything. So yeah, I think of him as my partner. I think spouse sounds like cool and professional. So sometimes I'm just like, oh yes, my spouse. He's also my husband. So yeah, no updates on that. We're happily married. Like I said, he wakes me up in the morning. And we're doing really well. So yeah, everything's good with him. I did recently find out, this is so funny, and this is it's not related to anything, but I just yesterday I was on Google. I don't remember what I was searching. Sometimes I like Google one of my videos just to like try to find it easily rather than like searching through my own videos and clicking on it. So I'll just be like, oh, like Kelli Marissa search 2025, whatever. But I was like searching something, and one of the recommended searches was who is Kelli Marissa's husband. And I was like, well, obviously I have to know how much information they have. And there's this AI overview, completely wrong, by the way. It says YouTube beauty influencer. Oh, sorry, this is crazy. YouTube beauty influencer Kelli Marissa married her longtime boyfriend Kyle Hughes in late 2024 with wedding details and photos shared on social media and a wedding website. Okay, first of all, I don't know anybody named Kyle Hughes. My husband's name's Ryan. We got married in 2022, but yeah, and then I had never posted photos because, oh yeah, it says we got married we got engaged in Italy and married in November 2024. I've never been to Italy. I've never been outside the country. I was cracking me up last night. I like sent that to everyone and I was like, did you guys know that I'm married to someone named Kyle Hughes? Because I didn't know that. But yeah, I don't know. That is so funny to me. I've got the same husband that I've had since 2022. We're gonna be coming up on 4 years this year. So that's exciting. But yeah, we eloped. So I don't have like a wedding video or anything like that. It was just a private quick ceremony that we did because despite being on the internet, I think I'm relatively shy. Like it's easy, like I always say this, but I'm in a room by myself. There's nobody else here. It's easy for me to talk to a camera because I'm just like, it's like I'm FaceTiming a friend or like just hanging out, you know? But like the idea of being in front of like 100 people and like, I don't know, this is so weird, but like in my head, I'm like, what if you have a cold? Like, what if you don't feel good the day that your wedding finally comes? You know what I mean? These are all the things that go through my head. But I'm like, I don't know. I don't like being the center of attention. So I feel that, you know, and neither does Ryan. We're both just very private, quiet, introverted people. So we did what was best for us. What was my next update? I was going to say something else and then I totally forgot because I was talking about this whole Kyle Hughes thing. I don't know who Kyle Hughes is. Let's also talk YouTube updates. I have a lot of things that are fun and exciting that I would like to do this year. I have big plans. I have big dreams. I feel like I started off this year kind of slow again because I've kind of been like experimenting again with my medication and I'm like still pretending that that's 2025. Don't worry about it. But like once I dive in, I'm gonna be going all out with videos and stuff. Super excited to be doing a lot of reviews this year. I want to do more like experiment videos. I want to be trying different nail art stuff. So I have a lot of fun things planned. Those of you who have stuck around, I really, really appreciate you being patient. I know there have been so many weeks where I've posted like one video a week where I normally would post like 2 or 3 or like a bunch of shorts. And I feel like that's something, ow, get the ring caught on the little thumb hole. But yeah, that's something that I just, like I said, sometimes I have to prioritize other things, but I really, really want to prioritize doing good quality content for you. And again, I say this every single year, but I really want to make more YouTube videos on the vlog channel. And this is the start of that to me, because I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to focus on like, oh, I have to have an exciting life. Like I live in Vegas. Let me show you all of the exciting things that we do in Vegas. Because I'll be honest, I don't think we did like any crazy Vegas stuff at all in 2025. And I was like, oh, well, I guess there's not that much to really vlog. But like, I would like to use this vlog channel as a way of just sharing everyday life with you and also sharing my thoughts like I'm sharing right now. Like I want to be able to talk to you about my feelings on certain things. I want to have like sit down videos where we kind of have like, well, I guess it would be one-sided, but we kind of have discussions on stuff. I want to be be able to just like share my day to day. I have no place to share this, but like I got a new eyeliner. I bought this on Amazon. It was so crazy. This is again just another totally random aside. I've heard of this brand before. I don't know why it sounds so familiar. It's called Inglot, and I only grabbed it. I usually use the Stilo one. This one's empty. Well, it's like dried up. And I was gonna buy another one of these, but then the Sephora shipping would take too long, so then I was like, I'll just do Amazon. And this is like the best eyeliner I've ever used. And I'm like, I would like to have just a casual place to be able to be like, hey guys, I tried this eyeliner and it's really fun. That's what I'm using today, by the way. And I feel like my wing is winging. So yeah, I just want to be able to like talk. And I also, we should talk about home updates. I'm sure you're wondering in this room, Kelli, what have you done in this room? You started this whole vlog series where you were painting the wall and you were going to redesign this whole room. Guess what? I haven't done anything to it since the last time you saw it. The exact same. I just have the teal wall now. And I have furniture that I have not built for this room that I need to build. And I have a sign that I have not hung up and I need to do that. And we have guests coming in a couple of weeks that are going to be staying in this room because this is the guest room. And I'm like, I would love to have the vibe in here that I've been planning. So like that's another thing I definitely want to do, like content about. I would like to just, share little random bits of my life. And if you care and are interested, then you can watch that. And if you don't, that's also fine. We should talk about, I have a list of goals for the year, which I call New Year's resolutions. I know a lot of people don't like calling them New Year's resolutions because, like people are more likely to like fail at them. But I just feel like New Year's, even a new month, even a Monday, honestly, to me is like a new start. And I always like get excited about that. It kind of just feels like a reset. So if you want, well, I don't know, you're not going to be able to respond to me, but I can tell you some of the goals that I have written down about what I want to achieve this year. This is an interesting one. I originally wrote down that my goal is to work out 3 times a week, but I was actually talking to a friend recently and she was like, you got to pump those numbers up because like 3 times a week, don't get me wrong, 3 times a week is a good amount to work out. But when I say work out, I mean like moving my body in any way, even if it's just something like very simple, like going for like a good walk. Like I'm thinking maybe 5 times a week and then 2 days of just like being a slug on the couch. But one of my goals for working out is to have like better endurance, to be able to like run on the treadmill for longer periods of time, to be able to carry heavy amounts. When I'm working out, I feel better about myself, so that's definitely a big thing. I also want to spend more time outside. I feel like it's super easy to spend time outside in the summer here, which might sound crazy because it gets very hot in the summer where I live. I feel like, I don't know, I'm just like a lizard out in the sun, and I love to just like frolic around when it's hot out, but then when it's cold out, I don't want to be outside at all. So I have a goal for like, especially in the beginning few months of the year, to spend more time outside and, just bundle up. Ryan and I have been going to some parks and it's just been really nice to spend more time outside and breathing fresh air even when it's cold out. I also need to be more consistent about cleaning. I feel like every relationship has like a person who tidies and a person who doesn't. And I happen to be in a relationship where neither of us are like the I need to tidy people. And so we kind of just like force ourselves to do it, which of course you have to, but we are both so bad about it. We like drag our feet. So I really need to make sure like we have a schedule. Like I wrote down like every Saturday morning we need to just do like a little tidying for 30 minutes. Like we can't just clean when we're like, oh my gosh, the trash is full, we gotta take this out. Like we need to be more consistent about it. I also have wake up by 7 a.m. consistently, which I have been doing. That's been pretty good. As I've mentioned before, we tend to work on East Coast time, so it's a little bit easier to be able to wake up early. I know 7 p.m. is late for some people, 7 p.m. is really early for some people. 7 p.m. a.m. I meant. I would like to eventually get it down to waking up by 6 a.m., which is what I used to be able to do. So we'll see if I can get there throughout the year, but for now, starting off at 7. I also want to be better about reading before bed. This is something I feel like I've always been very good about. Like I always read for like 30 minutes before bed and I keep my screen away. But I will say in the last few months, I've definitely been doing more screen time and less reading time. And I don't love that. It doesn't make me feel great. I'm still able to fall asleep, especially now because I'm like sleepy. I want to be able to read before bed. So that's another goal. I also want to be better about doing stretches. I have not accomplished that at all once since the new year, and I'm so sore right now. When you do like workouts and you cannot sit down without making a noise because you're like, oh, It's just so hard to sit. That's me today. And I know that that wouldn't be happening if I was doing nighttime stretches, but here we are not doing them yet. So I need to start doing that. I've talked about it, but I want to be better about like skincare, body care, that kind of stuff. That's kind of why I bought that Body Shop advent calendar, and I've been using the products pretty consistently and it feels great. Making sure to moisturize after I get out of the shower, doing a lot with my skincare, that sort of thing. Yeah, I think it's been going pretty well. I've talked about this on my main channel. We have like two kind of fun goals. So one goal is to try a new fruit every month or every other month. So far we have just tried guava, and then we're gonna try pomelos. And then I also have another goal, which is to try one new thing per month. It doesn't have to be food or like something that costs money, but just like finding a new walking path or finding a new TV show or watch a movie that I've never heard of or try a new type of coffee. Like I tried actually a nitro cold brew for the first time. It was good, but I did immediately fall asleep after. So I'm like, I wonder if there's such thing as like too much caffeine for me. So that's like my new thing for January is that I tried that. But I just want to like get into consistently trying new things. But yeah, so and then obviously, you know, continue working with my doctors, focusing on my goals, getting better, protecting my peace, you know, being very intentional about how I talk about my mental health. And I think that's something that's really important. And then as far as work goals, I have been kind of rough this month, like I said. First couple of weeks of January, haven't posted as much. Sorry, camera died. So I want to post at least 2 like long form videos on my main YouTube channel per week, like doing either reviews or nail art or something fun like that on that channel. Preferably 3, but I'm fine with starting off with 2. And then as long as I also have short videos, because that's something that YouTube wants us to do. And I have fun with shorts. I think it's just like a fun way of showing off one color. And I think it's just kind of funny to like highlight a color, hear people's experience with it, or like test out something like experimental, like what happens if you put like a topper over a thermal kind of situation. So I want to focus on being able to have like a bunch of those. My goal, I don't know if it's possible, would be to do 3 short form videos and 2 long form videos per week, or 2 short videos and 3 long videos per week. So we'll see if I get there, but I think it's going to take me some time to build up to that. I also want to vlog at least once per month, and I know that that's probably like a big ask for me, but like I said, I really am just going to focus on being able to sit down and chat with you guys and just have like honest, I want to say unedited, but I'm like going to edit out me saying and stuff like that. But like, you know, just a casual chill vibes. So I want to be able to do that at least once a month. And then I also want to just consistently work on improving my quality and my structure. I feel like sometimes I fall into this like I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. One of the things, this is so random and so small, but like I've been wearing the same exact like eye makeup pretty much since I dyed my hair. I have not been experimenting outside of pink eyeshadow. And I'm like, I like pink eyeshadow looks good with pink hair. So I'm like, well, I may as well just keep it. I have so many eyeshadow palettes. Why am I not having fun with them? Like, why am I not experimenting with things and like trying new things? So that's another thing that I want to try. But yeah, that's kind of random goals. Oh, also, you know, the usual things like stay hydrated and get enough hours of sleep and all that stuff. But I'm like, do I need to write that down? Like, I know that those are important things for me. So yeah, that's not something that I think I need to personally write down. Since my battery is dying again and I'm running out of space, I guess I'll wrap up this video. But like I said, I just wanted to have like a little mini sit down where we talk about what we're doing. Oh, I also want to review some new brands in terms of like my YouTube channel. So I'm gonna be trying more new brands. Stay tuned for that. And I want to get back into some brands that I've like let fall to the wayside. Like I feel like I used to review so many more brands and now I'm doing so many less. So I definitely want to get back into those because, you know, I feel like I just want to be a good resource for you guys. That's like the main goal. That's my random little life update. And like I said, I appreciate you guys being patient with me and sticking along as I have some like slower weeks or days or whatever. I appreciate you guys watching these sort of videos where I'm just rambling for 20 plus minutes. I don't know. I just want to be able to connect with you guys. I just want to be able to relate to you guys. Like, obviously, I think the YouTube stuff is pretty niche, but in terms of just like my life and my lived experiences, I want to be able to share that, because I think that's kind of the whole thing about the internet, right? Like, there's so many people. When I was younger, being an introverted kid, there wasn't like a place that I could go on the internet and like watch people who are similar to me. And now as an adult, I find that so valuable. It just makes me feel like, I want to say normal, but that's not the word. But like, it just makes me feel seen, I guess is the thing. Like, I like being able to see other people's life experiences. I like being able to just hear people talk and have conversations without feeling pressured to like be social or be extroverted or like go out and meet new people. So I don't know. I want to be able to provide that for people in the way that it is provided to me, in the way that it's special to me. So yeah. Okay, that's enough chatting for one day, but I'll be back. I thought it would be, this is something I know I keep saying this, but I've mentioned before, but I would love to like sit down and talk about how my experience is being a person who does not want to have children, kind of just my experience as a child-free person and how I came to that decision and like what people say about it and how I respond to that. So I thought that might be maybe the next sit down talk video that we do. So we'll see. Whatever. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful January. Happy New Year. I will be back. I promise. Please consider subscribing. I know I promise that I'll be back all the time and then I'm never back, but opening my heart out to you and telling you that I'm going to try my best this year to just, you know, give you more Kelli, just more regular, boring Kelli. Okay, I love you. I'll see you later. Bye.